What's up, wrestling fans? Trying something out while you guys file on in here. Let's try it. We're going to go live on BlogTalkRadio.com, PWP Nation Live here. We're going to take some phone calls tonight. Just a moment. I know I put the phone number already in the description, but I'm not taking phone calls yet. Trying to connect first. So here we go. Let me just try to connect to this thing, and let's make this happen. It's trying to teach me how to use it, but I already know how to use it. So, what's good? What's up, what's up? Hope you guys are well. I am just getting rolling here. I'm trying to, sorry about that, guys. Just got to get this on the road. What's up, what's up? At least we have Periscope. How are we doing today? Hope you guys are all well. I'm chilling, rocking the Alpha Club.
To hear important instructions, press 2.
Okay.
Customer service, press 3.
Looks like we're live in about 15 seconds on blogtalkradio.com/PWP Nation for the first ever PWP Nation Live Happy Hour. And the episode's going to go on in a moment.
Press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2. To speak to customer service, press 3.
Did I do this right? I don't know if I did this right.
Your show will go live in 5
Here we go.
seconds. 4,
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
All right, we're live here on blogtalkradio.com/PWP Nation. Once again, my name is Jay Alletto. I am the host, and I'm chilling here. I'm trying something different because that's what we do. That's what I do. I've been, I'm the type of cat that is just testing stuff out, trying different gimmicks. And right now, we're taking your phone calls, and I'm going to see if this works. We're taking your calls on at pwpnation.com here. Give the show a call. Talk to me about pro wrestling. 347-205-9868. Hope you guys are all well. My name, once again, is Jay Alletto. I am the owner of pwpnation.com, a representative of the Alpha Club, baby. Huge Chris Jericho fan, and huge fan of you guys for joining me here on the show. Thank you once again. Hope you're all well. I'm going to turn on some tunage in just a second. Break the walls down! We're trying something a little bit different. If you want to call the show, once again, 347-205, 347-205-9868. So, big news today, coming out of the world of professional wrestling, brother, is that they have dropped the fabulous Moolah from WrestleMania. The match will now be called the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, which is a fucking far better name. Brought to you today by Collar and Elbow Brand. Check out collarandelbowbrand.com and use the code PWP Nation at checkout. I would be so grateful if you did that. I know nobody has yet, and I've been promoting it for about a week now. Please give us an opportunity to make our name something a little bit bigger than it already is, and I need your support that way. So that's one way to support collarandelbowbrand.com. Use the code name PWP Nation at checkout. 10% off your order and a little kickback to us. You can also donate on Patreon, patreon.com/PWP Nation. For only $1 a month, you'll make sure that I get to drink my daily coffee. All right, so that's what it's all about. So I'm taking your comments, your questions. I want to talk a little bit about this fabulous Moolah stuff. And, at the end of the day, WWE is 100% right to remove her from the match. There's no reason you should glorify allegations even if these are just allegations and none of this stuff is true, which I find very hard to believe. But if it is just allegations, WWE should still steer clear of Fabulous Moolah and using her ever again. So I'm glad that they took her name off of this, and hopefully they never will use her again. So it's... Hopefully, guys, this just becomes about the match. You listen to sponsors more than fans. Well, listen, the fans had a lot to do with it because the fans are the ones that told the sponsors. You think the people at Snickers give a hell? You think they care? You think the people at Snickers care at all? No. People at Snickers don't give a damn. The only reason they changed it is because the fans were hitting up Snickers all day. Yeah, I did see Steph's tweet, and she did the right thing, and I'm surprised that she let this get by her. Because, listen, I'm sure Stephanie McMahon, growing up as a child, being the daughter of Vince, was, loved the fabulous Moolah. I'm sure she did. So, Stephanie McMahon, basically what she said, and I quote, "Thank you, WWE Universe, for using your voice. What remains most important is that the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal will be a historic match and is part of WWE's unwavering commitment to our women's division." Taking them out of the Hall of Fame doesn't matter. I mean, I wouldn't. Personally, I wouldn't, because when you have a Hall of Fame, you're going about their wrestling career, what they did, you know, and their contributions. They're positive contributions, guys. I mean, these are allegations. There was never any charges pressed against the Fabulous Moolah, but you got to stay away from her. You got to keep it away. Just leave her there in the Hall of Fame, and let's not talk about her ever again. How about that? Like, what can we do about it now? You can't prosecute her. You can't, like, take her to court. You know, Stephanie looks like she left the photo up, you know. Photo up on her page of the Fabulous Moolah. Happy birthday to the one and only great Mae Young. I can only imagine how proud she and the Fabulous Moolah would be of the women's evolution today. They're a huge part of why we're here. See? There she is. That's actually an extremely evil woman. But remember, it was a different day and age. Different age back then. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm being very matter of fact right now. You know, back in those days, that stuff was, I'm sure it was expected in some way, shape, or form. And that's fucking weird, but that's just the way it was in like the 60s and 50s. You know, there wasn't that much progress in this country. In general, in life. Now, we got our first caller. We're going to go to the phone lines here. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Let's go to the phone lines. How do I do this? All right, 856, you're on the air with PWP Nation Live Happy Hour. What's your name? Where are you from? Joey Small, South Jersey. Thanks so much for joining me, bro. Hey, Periscope, can you hear him? Hold on, maybe I'll crank up the volume a little bit. What's up, man? How you doing today?
Good, man. I just want to say I watch you all the time. First time caller, obviously. And I just want to say, ECW, 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 EC.
There you go. I love it, bro. So first time caller, I think his name was Joey Small, says you watch me all the time. And busted out some ECW chants. Thank you so much for calling in, bro. Do appreciate that. And yes, ECW all day, every day. I don't know if you guys could hear him. Could you guys hear him or no? Somebody tell me if you could hear Joey Smalls. This is a test show. I'm testing this out, see if Periscope can actually hear the radio show. So if you can, please let me know. Okay, you could hear him? You heard the ECW chants? Because he just went, ECW, 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 and then bounced. So, anyway, guys, what else is going on in the wrestling news today? We got the Battle Royal change, and that's a good thing. What else we got going? Rusev is calling out. Looks like Rusev calling out a celebrity to wrestle at WrestleMania. Not sure how that's going to be. Turn the volume up a little more. I got it at full blast. I'll try to find the speaker on the computer. I think it's on the right side. So we'll move the phone over there. Long time caller, first time listener. I got to move the microphone because I gotta pimp out my my collar and elbow brand. Collar and elbow brand, guys. I'm a sponsored athlete. Okay, so you can hear him, so a few people could hear him. Okay, I moved the phone over to where the speaker is, where I could hear coming out of the right side. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I'm going to turn music back on here. That's what keeps me sane. So, used to watch ECW as a teenager. Yeah, me too. I loved ECW. I was a gigantic ECW fan back in the day, and I used to stay up late on Saturday nights when I was like a kid. When I was like 13 years old. I'd stay up late on Saturday nights, watch it on the MSG network at about 2 o'clock in the morning. That's when it would air. So it was really, really cool. You know, I wish he had something more to say than just ECW, but that's fine, man. Thank you so much for calling. If anybody else wants to call into the show, please do. Get your comments out. I'm going to also upload this as a podcast. It will be on the PWP Nation Live channel on blogtalkradio.com, and I'll upload it to our Apple Podcast channel as well at the PWP Nation Network. So give us a call. Generic name. They should also add a stipulation for the winner. Yeah, absolutely, Cohen. Bro, I think they should have a stipulation for the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal as well. I literally, I think I pitched it on this show. I don't know when it was, dude. I think it was probably a few months ago that I think the winner should get a title shot at the next show after WrestleMania. So if somebody from the Raw brand wins, they get a title shot at the Raw after WrestleMania. What are your thoughts on Braun winning the Rumble on Raw? The Battle Royal, the Tag Team Battle Royal. As I stated last Monday night, I'm fine with it. They needed something for Braun Strowman to do. It's a high-profile match for him because it's for the Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. Whether he's going to have a tag team partner or not remains to be seen. My gut instinct is Elias should be the tag team partner. Elias deserves it. But I also threw out the name Big Show. I mean, listen, I think it's always possible they try to create the world's largest tag team. I don't think it's the best idea in the world, but I wouldn't discount it as a possibility. But I would use Elias, because if you make Braun Strowman and Elias the tag team champions, you're just banking on some entertaining television. Do you think a push is coming for Sami Zayn? I mean, how much more of a push is he going to get? He was in the world title match. What kind of push do you want him to get? You want him to be the champion? I don't think he's going to be the champion. Definitely not believable enough to be the champion. He's a fantastic wrestler, don't get me wrong. But, AJ Styles is a believable champion. He's the best wrestler on the planet. Sami Zayn is a mid-card guy right now, at best in my mind. He's getting, he's in the main event feud on SmackDown. I don't know how much more of a push you guys want. Heard that Bray Wyatt will be his partner. That's interesting. Maybe. I don't know how that really makes sense, but I guess because he was a part of the Wyatt family in the beginning. So I guess that's really the thought on it. A lot of people are tweeting about how WWE actually listens to the fans. They listen to the fans a lot. But sometimes they're selective with it. But they definitely do listen, All right, guys, let's see if I can get some promotion on the show here. Looking for some calls. When were you done with Taker? I haven't even talked about Taker yet. Listen, I've been stating this for an entire year. I have been stating this for an entire year, since WrestleMania last year. Even after he left the gloves and left the hat in the ring, I said, he ain't done. Undertaker's not done. Wasn't the greatest match in the world, but I knew he was going to have hip surgery. I knew it was going to happen. And the hip surgery was successful. As soon as I heard that The Undertaker was running the ropes at SummerSlam, just for people who were there or whatever, as soon as I heard that was happening, I knew that he would come back. And I knew that he would have another match. And with that match with Cena looming, it's just undeniable. How can you leave that on the table? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm glad he's back. I love The Undertaker. I'm a huge fan, and he's definitely coming back, man. There's no way Cena's going to go through all this trouble to call him out, do all these storylines, lose all these matches for it not to happen. Should take a return as a biker. I would be cool with it. I'd be so happy to see the American Badass. I'd be pumped because, at the end of the day, he's been the dead man Taker since 2004 at this point. It's been a long time. It's been 14 years. His window as the American Badass was pretty short. He became the American Badass in 2000, ended it in the end of 03 at Survivor Series. So he had a good 3+ year run with it. But, the fans want to see it. I saw that Bubba Ray Dudley put up a poll on Twitter yesterday, and there was 8,000 votes, and he got I think it was 70% in favor of the American Badass returning. It's because it's something new. It's something that we want to see again. We want to see The Undertaker be able to cut promos as him. I want bring back the American Badass, man. Bring him back. Because the American Badass, not just the American Badass, The Undertaker himself should be in the Hall of Fame, and he will be someday. Biker Taker, there you go, man. Your first memory. They don't always do what we want, man. The WWE does not always do what we want. We could tell by the Roman Reigns push. That's a prime example right there of how they don't do what we want all the time. We do not want Roman Reigns in the main event. We do not want him at the top of the card. That's just a fact. I don't have anything against Roman Reigns, but at the end of the day, we don't want him there. Our voice is that we don't like him, So they don't always do what we want. But, yeah, they have to stay by plan. They write stories. That's what they do. They make movies. I'm good, man. How are you? What's up, JCD? My man, JCD. This is a happy hour, brother. If you want to call in, please do. We're on Blog Talk Radio Live right now trying to discuss some pro wrestling, trying to get some phone calls. Please call the show, 347-205-9868. It's the happy hour, baby. Let's talk wrestling. Do I feel Nakamura? Yeah, Nakamura's ready. Nakamura is a great pro wrestler. I don't think Johnny Bravo will do anything. I think he's got something. I don't think he doesn't have you guys think he doesn't have anything? I think he's definitely got something, guys. I don't know what it is he's got. I don't know what he's got, but I think he's got something. And hopefully that something isn't too incriminating. Hopefully that something is something that Roman Reigns can get past. Because at this stage of the game, we're very close to WrestleMania. We don't want to change direction. I don't. Yep. I miss Johnny. Johnny Wrestling will be back in no time, yo. Do you think Nia pitched the bullying storyline? Nope. I think WWE's ribbing Nia with that storyline. No, Gargano's coming back to NXT most likely. There's no way they're not going to put a bow on this feud with Tommaso Ciampa in NXT. You're not going to move that feud to the main roster. You're not going to put that feud on 205 Live. You're not going to put it on Monday Night Raw. If you put that feud on Monday Night Raw right now, the people who watch NXT will go nuts, but the people that don't watch NXT are going to have no fucking clue what's going on. So you have to finish the feud on NXT. You got to finish it. They're not going to start the story where Johnny Gargano gets screwed by Ciampa twice and not finish it off with him getting revenge in some way, shape, or form. Like, he's been screwed twice, or once. He was screwed once, and then he got attacked the first time, so. Yeah, Nia versus Alexa is, for me, probably the worst possible match at WrestleMania, considering the storyline direction they're taking it. I don't like Nia Jax crying. I don't like Nia Jax looking silly. She should squash Alexa Bliss in 2 seconds. That's just the bottom line there. Sammy could possibly claim that MIB contract in June. Now that maybe. I don't think it's going to be Shane and Bryan on the same team. Nope. We are not going to get Sammy versus Kevin at WrestleMania. Like, that to me is silly because Shane McMahon, he literally announced this match. He announces that he's out as commissioner. He's done. He's stepping down. Then he announces Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Then they beat the bejesus out of him. That match is not happening. No way. Like, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in a singles match is not going down at WrestleMania. And if it did, it would be pointless. Because what's the story without Shane McMahon involved? There's no story. There's no story. They're friends, they're enemies, they're friends again, they're enemies again. Come on, like the story is that that's their relationship, right? They're friends and they're enemies at the same time. They don't fully trust each other. That's the story. But they trust each other enough to get by. Bryan should fire KO and Sammy. No, he shouldn't. Why would you fire your two top guys? Doesn't make any sense. Maybe they'll move to Raw. But if you take Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens off SmackDown, you really hurt that roster. You almost cripple that roster. You really do. You cause some damage to that roster. Yeah, I think they should be punished by wrestling. Should be the Usos versus Bludgeon Brothers versus New Day versus Kevin and Sami. That's what I said weeks ago. I've already stated that numerous times. I sometimes wonder, like, why Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are still in the main event when they're obviously not going to win the title. They're not winning the title. They're not going to win. Neither of them are going to win the WWE Championship. Get them out of the main event. Get this feud with Shane McMahon over with and put them in the tag team division. Ha. Yeah, there you go, bro. I don't see them leaving either, but, at the end of the day, like, that's probably a better, solution than what WWE's been doing with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn recently. I'm just curious, honestly, guys, if they're going to do a match at WrestleMania, it should be a tag team match. Shane McMahon should bring back a superstar that we never expected, maybe somebody from NXT. Push somebody like that. Bring Drew McIntyre up and have him team with Shane McMahon. Bring Batista back and have him team with Shane McMahon for one night, or Goldberg or something for one night. No, do something fun like that. And have them, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Shane McMahon and some kind of returning legend. Not Big Show. Anybody but Big Show. But, like, do something like that. I mean, that's what I would do. You need a payoff here. You need a payoff, and the payoff needs to be at WrestleMania, and then move on. Asuka can bounce back and forth, I believe, now. I think, technically, she's still a Raw superstar. But you're able to challenge either champion, and she chose to challenge Charlotte, so she's obviously going to bounce back and forth. It's not like WWE's making these rules up on the fly. They're making them up on the fly, guys. They are. There's no clear rule for that. There's no clear law of the land. Once again, live on Periscope, if you guys want to call the show, please do. 347-205-9868. We're taking your comments live right here. The PWP Nation Happy Hour. Live here on Blog Talk Radio, also on the Periscope machine. Please check me out. Once again, guys, you want to check out the site, go to pwpnation.com, where you can find all the good stuff we have over there. We have, a Patreon account. You could donate to our site via Patreon if you want to do that to help us out. Right now, it's hard to make a living with this wrestling business. I'm not trying to make a living, but I do have a full-time job. But at the end of the day, the amount of hours I put into creating content for you guys, man. Which matches do you think will be on the pre-show? Do I think will be on the pre-show? Probably a Battle Royal. I would say most likely the Cruiserweight match, Cedric Alexander and Roderick Strong, or Cedric Alexander and whoever. That match, by the way, Cedric and Strong was really good. Probably, dude, if it's Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss, that has to be on the pre-show. I'm sorry, that's squash. Big Cass, Shane versus Kevin Sammy, maybe Big Cass. But I don't know why that would make any sense, but maybe. I mean, for me, that wouldn't really be a payoff. Bringing back Big Cass for WrestleMania is not really a payoff that I want to see. Any plans to attend an event live? Probably SummerSlam. I'll probably hit up SummerSlam weekend somehow. Pete Dunne's probably going to be in the Battle Royal, if anything. If he's even going to have a spot at WrestleMania, he'll probably be involved in the NXT show. I don't think he'll be on WrestleMania, though. Doubt it. If he's on WrestleMania, it'll be the Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. So, all right. So this PWP Nation Happy Hour thing with the call-ins isn't really working too well. I've had one caller. I'm trying it, though, guys. 347-205-9868. Give us a call if you want to get your words in instead of just your typography, and then your words can live forever on our podcast network like the other kid did before, chanting ECW. How do you think Carmella cash-in will work? I wouldn't have her lose. There's all these rumors that she's going to lose. I wouldn't have her lose. Carmella's money, guys. Carmella is one of the girls that every time she comes on the screen, I automatically look. I look at her. You know, she's hot. It's gorgeous. I can't keep my eyes off Carmella. I would not have her lose. No, I wouldn't do that either. I would have her cash in and win. I would have her, whoever wins, Pete Dunne, Pete Dunne's a midget. I would have, that would be no payoff. Pete Dunne as a partner for Shane, that would be terrible. I would have, if it's up to me, if I'm booking this thing, what was I even talking about? Before we mentioned Pete Dunne as Shane's partner, I forgot what I was even talking about. See, that's what happens. That's how my mind works. I get distracted by something silly like Shane McMahon and Pete Dunne as a tag team. What? Big Show should not be Shane's partner. Just said that a minute ago. That should not happen. That should not happen. All right, guys. My name is Jay Alletto. Check us out. PWPNation.com. Sponsored by Collar and Elbow tonight here on the Periscope brand. Here on the Scope, guys. If you want to call the show, please do. Please do. Want to get your comments? 347-205-9868. 347-2... Oh, Carmella. Okay, cool. Thanks, man. Thank you, Kyle. So, Carmella. Back to Carmella. All right. See, that's how easy I forget. Carmella, to me, is a shoo-in to cash in Money in the Bank successfully. There is no reason she should lose. They can make her the biggest heel on the planet. The biggest heel on the planet if she cashes in on Asuka and Asuka loses her streak and the title in one shot. Dude, that would be a moment. Sure, you kind of bury Asuka a little bit, but at the end of the day, you have a new superstar with Carmella. You have a new giant superstar with Carmella. I'm going to take a call, guys. I'm going to mute the background music and take this call. Hopefully you guys can hear it well. Let me know. All right, caller, you're on the line. 718 area code. What's up, man? What's your name? Where are you from?
John from Staten Island. I'm the dad bod god.
Oh, jeez. Here we go. All right, so we got John.
What's up, dude?
What's up, JCD? This is John JCD Dimiceli, a.k.a. the dad bod god, as he just called himself. And can you guys hear John over the Periscope feed? Please let me know if you could hear John over the Periscope feed. And go ahead, John. What's up, man?
All right. I actually got an idea for the Carmella thing, and I was going to type it, but since you don't have a lot of calls, I figured I'd call you in and give it to you. This is what I've been thinking for a while. You have Carmella somehow, I don't know how you do it, maybe a backstage interview, maybe an in-ring interview with Charlotte. You have her somehow attack Charlotte. I don't know how you get there. I'm not going to lie to you. At Mania, as she's celebrating, who's ever going to be in charge of SmackDown for that night? Because Shane's going to be in the match. Who knows what's going on with Brian? You have him come out and be like, I don't know why you're celebrating. Asuka has the match with the SmackDown Women's Champion. And then Asuka comes out, destroys Carmella, gets the title that way, and it actually protects Asuka Charlotte if you want to go that route for, say, maybe SummerSlam. But there's no way. I get what you're saying with Carmella, but there's no way she's coming out of WrestleMania with that title. They're not going to blow the Asuka streak on Carmella. No offense to her, but it's not happening.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I just think that there's an opportunity here to really create a gigantic heel story with Carmella. And that's been her character. I mean, her character has been getting over with the help of James Ellsworth for years. Or not for years, but for months. That's how she got over. That's how she won all of her matches. So if you make this come full circle and have her pull off the ultimate heel move, and somehow, some way, whether it's, hitting Asuka with the briefcase, or maybe even Charlotte, loses to Asuka. Asuka's the new champion, and then Charlotte turns heel on her, lays her out, and then Carmella makes the cash in. I just would not waste the cash in on a loss. I would not make it be a loss.
You go the Rollins route. Asuka and Charlotte are kicking each other's ass. They're both down. She comes out and cashes in mid-match, and just to protect Asuka, you have Carmella pin Charlotte.
Yeah, that's okay.
I can't see her going over Asuka. I can't see them coming this far with the streak unless the streak ends beforehand with Asuka somehow. I just can't see them coming this far with the streak to lose it on a Carmella cash. And when you've got Charlotte, you've got Rousey potentially next year, you've got options to end it. I mean, you could have Asuka go heel and then eventually have a face like Rousey or whoever end it at SummerSlam or next year. I can't see it to Carmella. And it's a shame because Carmella got stuck in this position with this briefcase and they kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And now you're at a point at Mania with these two women's matches for the titles that you can't do anything with her.
Yeah, and here's another idea for Carmella, right? Another idea is you have her cash in on this Alexa Bliss Nia Jax match, which to me, I don't, a lot of people are putting over the storyline like they like it. I liked the hidden camera thing backstage on Raw with Alexa Bliss just talking shit on Nia Jax behind her back. Yeah. I like that. It was like a GTV type segment, so I was down with that. Yeah. But you're making Nia Jax look so freaking weak by crying and just being a blabbering, like...
You know what this is going to be about, and... I may communicate it a little harsher than I mean to, but this is all about not having the normal, pretty, skinny, because I want to say this the right way, and I'm sure you get where I'm going with this.
I do.
The normal model type going over, it's going to be the bigger girl who's physically different with the way she looks, having her moment to shine. That's what this is about with Nia. This Nia storyline is totally based on today's society. That's what this is about. Like, look, the big girl can do the same thing that the hot model chick can do, and she's going to destroy her. She's going to bulldoze her.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think that match is going to be on the pre-show, because that's going to be quote-unquote a moment,
It deserves to be on the fucking pre-show, though. It deserves to be on the pre-show. That match is going to suck.
I agree with you, but if you go by what they're going to turn that into, that's not going to be pre-show. I'm telling you, I agree with you from an in-ring it should be, but it's not going to be.
Yeah, I'm a much bigger fan of Alexa Bliss than I am of Nia Jax, but I got to give Nia credit where credit's due. She has improved, man. And back, I'm going to say a year ago, I don't even know. She's been in the roster now for a year and a half, I believe, maybe more than that, maybe almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And like, I was very critical of her. I was outspoken on Twitter. And, I try to be honest. And I get buried a lot on Twitter at PWP Nation. People just come at me and attack me a lot with some of the shit I say, and that's fine. But I was critical about her because she just looked green as grass. She was hurting.
Yeah, she wasn't ready. And,
no.
We don't have to have the conversation as to why or why not she's on the roster. But to be fair, if you look at Nia this time last year heading into that four-way at Mania, and you look at Nia this year heading into what appears to be that title match, even I'll say it, and I'm not her biggest fan either for a million and one reasons, but she's vastly improved.
Yeah.
I will give her that.
Definitely.
I will definitely give her that.
No question. And
fair is fair, but this thing with her and Alexa, it's all about just the mindset in today's society. That title match should be Sasha Bailey.
Yeah, agreed.
At Mania. And instead we're getting almost like an indirect body shaming storyline, and You know, I'm telling you, that's why and that match is going to be high on that card. You watch.
Yeah. No, you're probably right.
Because it's going to be all about that quote-unquote moment.
Yeah, dude, you're probably right. And, you know, the Sasha Banks Bayley program definitely deserves the title. Just to add to it, I honestly, like, I did a Booking the Finish podcast. You guys can find that over on our PWP Nation Network account on Apple Podcasts, or check it out on YouTube at youtube.com, PWP Nation there. And my idea was to actually draw out the Sasha and Bayley storyline until SummerSlam and have it go full circle where, you know, their epic match at Brooklyn took place, NXT, and they could have it again.
Yep.
And this way you can get the title onto them. And I even planned it out. I mapped it out that I would have had, like, in that clip that I did, that podcast, I said that Nia Jax is going to wrestle Alexa Bliss and win the title. Okay, I put that out there, but I did not see it going this way. I saw Nia Jax being like the mean, unstoppable force. And I think if they want to put the title on her, they have to do that and build her up for Ronda Rousey, to have Ronda Rousey just beat the unstoppable force. But now that she's shown how fragile she is, how, like, she's crying and stuff, and don't get me wrong, all the women cry. Yeah, trying to get so much sympathy on Nia Jax. Why? You're 100% right with what they're trying to do, bro. You really are. They're trying to hit today's society, the anti-bullying stuff, the snowflake culture, all that good stuff. They're trying to hit that all with this storyline, and they're going to do it.
You could have done this feud with Nia as a face without, like you said, delicate, fragile Nia.
Yeah.
You could have. You know what? It always happens. The bodyguard, the enforcer, always turns on the big mouth. And you know what? I mean, Nash and Michaels, Sid and like, how many times we've seen it?
Uh-huh.
You could have just gone with what, you know, sometimes, they doing this again, but sometimes, you know, if it works, it's as simple as it's got to be. You don't have to get all these other layers, and, you know, that's what's taken away from it. Exactly. How am I supposed to take Nia seriously post-Mania when Rousey's like, okay, I want the title?
Yeah. No, absolutely. You're 100% right. And if Rousey is built up to, fight for the title at SummerSlam, I'd be happy with that. If it's her versus Nia Jax, that'd be fine.
I think Ronda's going to wrestle at Mania. She'll wrestle on the Raw the night after as like an attraction. Then I know they said she's going to be at pretty much everything, but I could see her. I don't know what the post-Raw Mania pay-per-view is. Is it Payback, Backlash, whatever? But I could see her like taking one off.
Yeah.
And you hear reports that she's down at the Performance Center, and then maybe like June, you'll see her, surface back, and they'll put her in like that almost like that 1A type feud that's going to set up. Okay, now that I finished with so and so, whether it be Alexa, Sasha, Bayley, whoever. Now I'm going to focus on what I'm here to do, and that's to be a champion. And I want you at SummerSlam. And what's going to happen? Nia's going to cry the minute Ronda challenges her. It's worthless. And then, yeah.
I like Alexa Bliss, man. A lot of people are hard on Alexa Bliss. She's got a ton of fans. Like, people are obsessed with her. And I like her. I think she's really good, and I think she's gotten a lot better. Just like, hey, thanks for joining me on the chat, man. I appreciate that, brother. Really appreciate. Not you. I'm talking to Periscope. Sorry. You stick with me, John. If you can stick with me. I'm on Periscope Live too, and I think Alexa Bliss has done a great job, especially on the mic and her charisma and whatnot. She's extremely hot. She's just smoking hot. Like, she's the WWE dream girl. Like, that's what they have always looked for, is the hot blonde that just looks amazing. And she has improved in the ring. She's gotten a lot better. That's for sure. However, this is the second straight WrestleMania where she's walking in as champion. And to me, when you have such a story with Sasha Banks and Bayley, you could have made that happen, even before Elimination Chamber. You could have made that happen at Elimination Chamber at the very least. Take the belt off Alexa Bliss there and then have Sasha and Bayley fight for it. Or you could have done it months ago. But Alexa Bliss is having some kind of reign, man. She really is. She's crushing it. And dude, I wouldn't even be shocked if she actually won at WrestleMania somehow, because they love her so much.
I could see that too. I could see like Nia maybe almost like the Yokozuna spot where Yoko would go for the bonsai, but then would lose his balance and fall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they would do that to Nia, because you could send the wrong message, like, is she too fat to be on the ropes? And I don't mean that as bad as it comes off, but let's be honest, that would be like
terrible.
The criticism of it. You could do something like that where Alexa doesn't beat Nia beats herself, and then like Alexa like rolls her up, whatever, and then you could move Nia into something else post-Mania and move Alexa into, whatever. And, either one of them is just going to be a placeholder till they get murdered by Rousey at SummerSlam.
Yeah, for sure. And, again, I don't think there's any doubt that Sasha Banks and Bayley deserve the spot. Instead, they're going to get the Battle Royal. The whole thing's going to be revolved around them and the Battle Royal. One of those two.
You know what I would do in the Battle Royal, to be honest with you? If they're in it, I was thinking about this today. They've been playing up the whole, it's been every woman for themselves. And I see people freaking out. How can Sasha be a face in all this? They're going to turn Bayley. They're going to turn Bayley. All you got to do, and I'm not saying Bayley's got to win the thing, have Bayley eliminate Sasha, because Sasha's character's the type who the next night on Raw could basically be like, nah, fuck you, bitch, and hit her with a fucking bank statement and lay Bayley out. And next thing you know, boom, there you go. Sasha's the heel.
Sure. Absolutely. I think that's probably a likely scenario as well. But, again, if it was me, I string this thing along. I think you have to have, in my opinion, anyway, what I would do is I would have them make up and become friends again. At least one more time before you do the full heel turn. Because right now, they're kind of like teasing the fact that, they're kind of like, what do they call that? Frenemies or whatever? Frenemies?
Yeah.
They're friends and enemies, so they're frenemies. Eventually, they have to become full-blown enemies, but I think they should take it more towards friends again. Have them have like a talk, or maybe one of those like sit-down interviews with Renee Young where she just moderates the thing, and it's Sasha on one side, Bayley on the other, and they talk it out, and at the end they just hug or whatever, something like that, and then you build it up more. And then Sasha finally does turn. That's what I would do. I mean, when you're doing the every man for himself type environment, then it's just obvious that one of them is going to turn on the other. And that's going to happen at the Battle Royal for sure. Someone's going to eliminate the other one.
Although I'll be honest with you, I'm not going. I chose against it, but I know a couple guys that are, and I told them specifically I want to know how they do it tomorrow night. Supposedly, the Cena-Nikki Bayley Elias match is kind of being looked at as a test run for Bayley. Like some people said, I think Dan Marin said it in the chat, in the group chat on PWP, on the messenger thing we got, that it's probably because they are mixed match partners. And from what I've been hearing, that's not the case. That this is going to be a test. That they may actually test this out tomorrow night with her, like kind of like full heel on Nikki Bella tomorrow night, which is going to be interesting.
Dude, listen to this, bro. Imagine if the story is that Elias is now banging Bayley, like they're a couple now, and he has like infiltrated her, and she becomes like him, like a weird drifter type thing.
Awesome.
She like puts on some dark makeup. She starts wearing black. I'm taking questions all the time, man. She starts wearing black. She changes her entire gimmick. Maybe she learns how to play the freaking guitar. Like, that would be dope. And you don't have to have them be overly lovey-dovey or anything. You could have them, just like they did at the Mixed Match Challenge, sit in the ring together, each have a guitar, and boom. Yeah, I'll take your question next. Throw your question out there.
Yeah.
We're taking questions. JCD, we're taking questions, man. Can you stay with me for a little while longer, brother?
I'm good for a little bit, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, we got a question coming up. Who wants to walk with Bayley? There you go. That could be her. Who wants to walk with Bayley? Instead of being the hugger, now she's the drifter, Bayley.
Yep.
Why not, right? Do you think we will get... Here we go. Do you think we will get Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles this year? Go ahead, John. What do you think? Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles in 2018.
God, I hope so, but I don't think so.
That's a WrestleMania quality match. I mean, there's going to be a shakeup.
I don't know which one, but I think they're going to stay apart. I think they're going to stay on different shows. I don't know if it means AJ to Raw, Rollins to SmackDown, like it's been rumored, but I can't. I mean, I would love it, don't get me wrong, but I think we're more inclined to get a very long Rollins-Balor feud at some point this year.
Yeah, and I think we'll probably see...
AJ.
We'll see that Rollins-Balor feud kick off after WrestleMania, I'm sure, because The Miz is going to be gone for a little while. And it wouldn't shock me if The Miz comes back in at some point and reclaims the Intercontinental Championship. But I think Rollins versus Balor will probably carry, the pay-per-view gimmick for the IC title. And, here we go, guys. If they do end up on the same brand somehow, the match will happen. But I think you're right, John. They're the two best right now on the WWE roster. I would put AJ first and then Rollins second as far as the top two guys.
Nakamura, but Rollins has more of a long-term path than AJ does. Like Rollins, you can make the case there's probably going to be an eventual feud with Ambrose.
Yeah.
He just said there's going to be a feud with Balor. If he's the one with the IC title when Miz comes back, there's a feud with the Miz. You can make a case for him to even feud with Roman when Jordan comes back. At least you could sit there and say, okay, you know what, Rollins has options.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't know what AJ has post Nakamura.
Well, there's
That's the problem with it.
there's probably going to be a return match with Nakamura, I would guess. I would guess there's a return match.
Once he's done with the whole Nakamura program, whether it be 2 months, 3 months, whatever the case is, what do you do with AJ the minute they say, okay, you know what? Whichever way it ends up, if AJ ends up coming out of the entire feud with the title or Nakamura comes out of the feud with the title, once they say, okay, we're separating these guys, where is that path for AJ?
I think he gets moved to Raw. Because listen, Monday Night Raw is the flagship show. We all know that. AJ Styles is the best wrestler in WWE, maybe the best wrestler in the entire world. I think they want to get him on that show. They need to shake up this roster.
It's going to be such a bad spot for him because you're going to have Roman. You're going to have Strowman. Lashley, you got to assume, is going there.
Mm-hmm.
If he supposedly one way or another, Lashley might be involved with the Brock exit. So you're going to have Lashley. Just those three guys alone. How is AJ getting anywhere near that title? And if AJ goes to Raw to feud over the IC title, that's a step down.
Huge step down. Huge step down. I personally, if it's up to me, if I'm booking this thing, right, if I'm making a superstar shakeup go down after WrestleMania, I am not moving AJ Styles away from SmackDown. Because right now, what you've done over the past, 6 months to a year, you've created this scenario where AJ Styles is the guy to see on Tuesday nights. Like he's part of the reason why people tune in to watch that show. Huge part of the reason why people tune in to watch that show. When he's not on the show, which is rare, but sometimes they save him for the dark match for the live arena. When he's not on the show suffers extraordinarily. What he does after WrestleMania remains to be seen. But I still think that they, for some reason, you have this Balor Club thing going down over on Raw. It's like on again, off again. Like they're together all the time, then they're not together. And, AJ Styles is kind of a part of that whole thing with the club. I just, for whatever reason, feel like they're going to put those four guys together as soon. I don't know when it's going to be, but I just think they're going to be riding together at some point. AJ, Finn, Gallows, and Anderson. I do.
You know what? Do it on SmackDown then.
Boom, yeah, have them draw it on SmackDown. Good idea.
Yeah, because that's just going to get lost on Raw. And you know what's going to happen with that eventually? Ambrose is going to get healthy, and you're going to get some combination of the three of them sent to the Shield.
Now, somebody just asked me about Solo Monster. I've never listened to Solo Monster. Why did the suspend Roman will hurt? That doesn't make any sense, that question, but I think they meant... that question made no sense, but I think it was like, why would they suspend Roman on Raw? Listen, this video, this John Bravo video, is apparently dropping tomorrow.
Oh,
okay?
No, he's talking about the Vince thing that he's telling he's suspended problem.
Oh, dude, that whole entire thing. I'm sitting here watching that Raw segment where Roman Reigns, I prefer Roman to be mad than to be happy and giggly and joyful. I prefer him to be mad. Like if I have to watch Roman Reigns in the main event, have him be a mean bastard. Okay, that's what I prefer. When he went back to Vince McMahon and did that whole thing, I'm watching and I'm like, okay, this is interesting because they're in the gorilla position. What's Shane McMahon doing there? I had no idea what Shane McMahon was doing there. But that's something that maybe that'll turn into something. Who knows? But they go to Vince's office. When Vince comes out, right, he is clear, like it's fucking clear as day what he's trying to do. He's trying to continue to get the fans to cheer Roman and to boo Brock Lesnar. And by having, it's a double-edged sword here. It doesn't make any sense because the fans, they want to see Brock Lesnar. Everybody wants to see Brock Lesnar. I was just talking to my girl before. We were just having a brief conversation about wrestling. We never talk about wrestling because she doesn't like it. But I was bringing it up, and I said, listen, I don't go to live events anymore unless Brock Lesnar's going to be there. I went to Battleground with Will last summer because Will bought the tickets and kind of like, hit me up, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. But other than that, I haven't been to a WWE event without Brock Lesnar on the card in years. That's just a fact.
I went in July at the Garden, and that was the night AJ won the U.S. title. And let me tell you something. Roman main evented, and Roman got booed out of the building. I mean, you saw the video. I posted the video. Like,
of course.
And that's against a guy like Wyatt. You know, listen, I get what they're trying to do, and I actually applaud them for at least addressing the elephant in the room that everyone knows about. Everyone knows that Brock, has this, special deal, whatever the case is. It's about time they addressed it, why their champion isn't there every month. I applaud them for that. The problem's going to be, unless Brock comes out on SportsCenter the week of Mania again and says, I'm re-signing with WWE, that match is going to get all sorts of WrestleMania 20 levels destroyed.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. It's gonna backfire, guys, because as soon as the fans see Brock Lesnar, they're gonna go crazy for Brock Lesnar because they haven't seen him in weeks. They haven't seen him in weeks. This is silly. This is Vince. This is Vince.
I bet you, though, they keep him apart, though. He didn't say that Roman suspension ends next week.
Right.
They're gonna keep him apart until Mania. I'll bet you.
They should keep them apart until Mania. They should. I prefer that. I think if at all you see Brock Lesnar and Roman together, it should be not. They shouldn't do that damn tug of war with the title like they did a few years ago. But they should do it that last Raw before WrestleMania. That's when they should do it.
See, I'd keep them apart. At least build to that moment of them finally, touch it. I would keep them apart. I'll be dead honest with you. I would keep them apart. Have Brock there next week with no Roman. Roman's suspended. If Brock's not going to be there the week after, I'd have Roman reinstated, and then Roman snaps again, and then what I would do is to go home. I might be off with my weeks here, but what I would do on the go home is, if anything, you have Roman kick off the show, you have him thrown everybody, and you have him thrown out of the building, and then you have Brock and Heyman close the show. That's what I would do. That's what I would do, and you know what? Save that, at least something to save that match, because if Brock's leaving, that thing's gonna get destroyed, man.
Yeah. It's, I personally don't think Brock Lesnar's ever going to fully leave WWE unless something catastrophic happens. I think there's still going to be a connection there. There's still going to be dialogue there. Even if he goes to the UFC and does another fight in the UFC, I think there's still going to be that open door for him to come back. If he doesn't come back for a year or two, whatever, that door is still going to be open because he can come out there and throw some suplexes around in 10 years if he wants to. You think that guy is going to get out of shape? You think that guy is going to not be a beast 10 years from now? He's going to be. He will still be a monster. And they're going to use him. They're going to use him throughout WrestleMania history, year after year after year, on and on and on.
I'll bet you, unless he fights before then and gets laid out and destroyed and he has a suspension, I'll bet you either way he's at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. I don't see him. I see him and Lashley tying it up in WWE pretty much ASAP because that's really, like, if you're bringing in Bobby Lashley, there's a number of matches you can make. There's a lot of different things you can do with him because he's really good and he's a legit fighter too, which always helps. And I'm curious to see what Bobby Lashley's character is going to be. But at the end of the day, that's the match everybody wants to see. We want to see Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. I want to see it. It'll probably be, quick.
And Vince will pay him for it.
Yep.
Vince will pay Brock to do it.
No question.
Vince will pay Brock to do it. But, all right, dude, I'm going to run. Thanks
all right, brother.
for having me on.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it, man.
I'll
Take care.
Yep. Later. Bye.
All right, bye, man. All right, so that's John, JCD Dimiceli. He's one of my longest contributors to PWPNation.com. I appreciate you coming on here, John, and joining me on the show. We're trying it out, the PWP Nation Live Happy Hour here on Blog Talk Radio and on Periscope. We're going to wrap this show up, though. I saw some questions about The Undertaker, and I'll talk about this for a minute. The Undertaker will come back and wrestle John Cena. There's no doubt about it. We shouldn't even be discussing it because it's going to happen. Now, if you want to discuss something, let's discuss the character direction of The Undertaker. Is he going to be the Dead Man or the American Badass? I prefer the American Badass. We haven't seen the American Badass in years. Haven't seen him. I mentioned it before, 14 years. So bring him back as the guy. Okay? We don't want to see him come back as The Undertaker and say a couple of things like, rest in peace, and I will bury you into eternal darkness and damnation. We don't want to see that anymore. Stop fucking with our intelligence here. John Cena cut a shoot-like promo on The Undertaker. He brought up his wife in the Instagram post, and I said it as soon as I saw that post, that him doing 300-pound deadlifts is a clear indication that he's coming back to the ring. So that's obvious. But if you're going to bring him back, have him respond to John Cena, have him retaliate on the mic verbally, and bring him back so he could talk like the normal guy, like The Undertaker, like the man, like the Mark Calloway. Bring him back like he was the American Badass back in 2001, where he could say whatever the hell he wanted and didn't have to stay so deeply entrenched in that character. You can say that last year's WrestleMania closed the door on the dead man character. Why not? That door is closed. He's coming back as himself now. I don't think, first of all right, I would definitely have him win. 100% The Undertaker should win this match. If there's one guy that needs to go out on top, it's The Undertaker. And this is what I said last year. And again, I wasn't as vocal last year around WrestleMania time. I would tweet it. I would talk to my friends. I would say it in the PWP Nation group on Facebook. If you want to go join that, please do. But I would say, listen, okay, you disagree. Cool. The Undertaker has given more to WWE than arguably any superstar in the history of the company. John Cena isn't a young up-and-comer. John Cena doesn't need a victory over The Undertaker to solidify his legacy. Nope. The Undertaker, if you want Cena to win, cool. The Undertaker needs to go out on top. That's my thought on it. That's my opinion. All good. People are going to be fucking torn on this, and that's fine. I think The Undertaker needs to win. He might retire this year. I don't know if he won't retire. I mean, listen, I think he wins this match and then we'll see. Because if he's got another match in him, if he's got another thing to do, if he wants to wrestle again, he's going to wrestle again. He's The Undertaker. It's not a real sport. It's fake fighting. And he can go in there and he can be protected. Cena's going to protect the living hell out of The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He's going to protect The Undertaker. And The Undertaker is being able to get all his spots off. He's going to be able to have a great match because his hip is better. He's going to come in shape for sure. And hopefully it's what we not deserve, but what we expect it to be, guys. What we expect it to be. Okay? So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap this show up here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to get any last words in, you can call the hotline here at 347-205-9868. This was a fun show. I had a great time doing this. Thank you so much for joining me. I think we should get the American Badass return. I think he should wrestle John Cena, WrestleMania, and it should be something new, something different, something that we can enjoy. And I can't wait for him to actually talk shit back to Cena, because that's going to be great. So, yo, what's up? Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Kid Rock to do the entrance? Maybe. If they got Kid Rock in the building, why not have him do the American Badass song? Why not? You can do a crazy, entrance for The Undertaker. You could do an insane entrance. You could have 10 hot girls ride motorcycles to the ring first. Do whatever you want to do, but there's always ways you can do it. All right, guys, I saw that comment for next show. I'm going to be recording right after this another version of Booking the Finish, another episode of Booking the Finish, where I'm going to talk about my idea for bringing Big Cass back to the main roster. So stay tuned for that. And that's going to be not on Periscope. That'll be on our PWP Nation network. I am live here every single Monday night, every single Tuesday night. If I do another show, it's going to be a pop-up show before then. It's going to be something on the whim, and I might do something that if some big news story hits, or if I get bored, or if I just feel like talking to you guys, I'll come on here and just talk to you guys. In the meantime, I'm going to finish the rest of my day off here, because in where I work, I get 1 weekday off, then I get 1 weekend day off, but they're not in a row, so I got to, take my time that I have available and really try to stretch it out as long as I can and make the most of it, because I don't have 2 days off in a row. I got to go right back to the grind tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining me here. I'm going to bounce out. And if you have any questions, comments, please head over to my Twitter at @Alletto. Don't forget, go over to collarandelbowbrand.com. I am a sponsored athlete and a sponsor, and they are my sponsor. So check them out at collarandelbowbrand.com. It would mean the world to me if you bought a t-shirt, a hoodie, a hat, whatever the case may be. Purchase it. Put in the code PWP Nation at checkout. That would mean the absolute world to me. And I know if you bought something, I'll know who bought it, and I will definitely shout you out and give you all the props in the world that I can. So thank you so much for joining me. I work a job. I work a jobby. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. I'm out of here. The Nation of P-Dub, damn right. Talk to you later, guys. Peace.